Welcome to Reality Exposed, the realm where shadows of truth dance with the beams of the known. You're listening to Francine and Gina. In this sanctuary of sound, we peel back the layers of the world, the one you think you know. Earth, a realm of wonders, of secrets, of mysteries concealed in plain sight. With each episode, journey with us as we delve deep, unmasking enigmas and seeking the truths that lie beneath the surface. Are you ready to step beyond the veil? For what you find might just transform your understanding of reality.
Hello, and welcome to Reality Exposed, Unmasking Global Deceit. I'm your co-host Francine, and I am joined by Gina.
Hello.
Hey Gina, how are you today?
I am disgusted.
Yeah, me too. We have got a very informative show for you today. Alright, now let's get into this week's show. Alright, so I mentioned something about October 4th. And what's happening is on October 4th, FEMA is doing an emergency broadcast test all throughout the United States. The only thing different, this is a signal, it's a different signal. It's a different frequency than it normally is, right?
Right.
So I said I was going to start seeing what I could dig up, and whoa boy, did I dig some stuff up. It makes me fucking sick. First thing I said to Gina when she jumped on today, I was like, I want to friggin' puke.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to state this before we get into anything. I feel like this world has become divided between non-vaccinated and vaccinated people. Alright, time to come together because this affects every single person. Yes, graphene oxide is in the jab. Actually, Pfizer's being sued for that right now for hiding it. I think the number was ridiculously $4 trillion. I don't think they'll get that, but I hope they win. But, and then here I go again, just whoop, right out of my head. It's not only the vaccinated people. Okay, let me start the show by telling... Alright, Gina, first, why don't you start by telling everybody what graphene oxide is?
Yeah, so first let's just talk about a little bit about what graphene is. And, talking to my husband last night about graphene, because I told him I was going to be talking about this. He said, oh yeah, I mess with graphene oxide with the carbon. I deal with carbon in their batteries and this, that. Well, graphene is actually a substance made out of carbon atoms bonded to each other in a repeating pattern, hexagons, and has superior electrical conductivity and mechanical strength, whereas the graphene oxide is an oxidized form of graphene that is laced with groups having oxygen atoms and has the ability to absorb and release large amounts of energy. So those are the two, and the graphene oxide is what we're going to be talking about now. And what it is also the thinnest compound known to man. It's 1 atom thick. It is the lightest material known and is the strongest compound to ever be discovered. And it is the best conductor of heat at room temperature, best conductor of electricity known. Yeah, and it is poison to humans. And like you said, it's in our water. It's in the jabs. It's in, what did you say,
it's in masks. Some masks have it in there. And actually, I remember back when all this started, and they were looking at some masks and swabs under microscopes, and they said, look, that stuff's moving.
Yeah, I saw those too.
Now I know what it was, yep. So it's in swabs to be tested for that stupid thing, the cold. Masks, dental anesthetics, hand sanitizer, water, hot dogs, menstrual pad, which I will get into later. So, and that's just a few that we know about.
Right.
If I had and I wish I did, because I seriously would do this. If I had a microscope, I would be looking at I'd be going through the grocery store, putting things in little slides under the microscope. But yeah, I mean, that's the only way we're ever going to figure out what everything it's in. I actually saw a video, and it was like this big, black, weird shaped thing in the sky. It wasn't a cloud, because it was just like an outline, you know what I mean? And it was moving, and graphene oxide.
Yeah, no, yeah, because chemtrails.
Yep.
Releasing that stuff.
So, I did listen to one guy, and he was saying how it's good because it's supposed to help us communicate better with external devices. All right, and he used the military being able to communicate better with their drone without doing anything. So I prefer them just to use a remote and than this. No, but I don't want people to panic, because there are ways to detox this out of your body. But the October 4th thing, they're saying shut off 2:22 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. The only two places I know it is supposed to be happening on October 4th is the U.S. and Israel. And I don't know Israel's times. I know 2:22 p.m. Eastern in the U.S. is when it's scheduled to go off. There's already been a release saying yes, it's going forward. If it doesn't go forward, it will be the following week on the 11th at the same time. Shut off your phones. Shut off your TV. Shut off your radio. Put in headphones. Don't listen to this frequency. And that will be explained later.
Bless you. Bless you.
That'll get cut out. That will be explained later in a video that I do have for you guys to watch. So yeah, this is okay. So when I first started researching, I was told about a patent on a video. It is US 11107588 B as in boy 2. Alright, look up that patent. I don't have a screenshot of that one. Now, from what I got from that patent, that is about like how they plan on using, this is just what I'm saying, do your own research, tell me what you think. It's how they are going to use cell phones to figure out who needs to be vaccinated, who needs to be quarantined, who needs this and who needs that, who's a super spreader. I don't know how they're going to do it. This is way above my pay grade, but it all has to do with graphene oxide, which is in our cell phones too. And 5G. Now, there are ways you can combat like 5G effects. One of the ways is, I don't know if y'all have ever seen them, like pyramids with crystals in it, and stones, like crystals, and some metal, and they sell them on Amazon. I know that. I personally wouldn't buy one there, but I make my own. It is orgonite, or orgonite, which is a combination of certain crystals, certain metal, well, like a metal substance. A lot of people use aluminum just for price factors, because some metals are very expensive, like copper and all that. And it is encased in resin. And then when it's encased, it forces everything together, and I don't know, but it combats the effects of 5G. You could also carry like a shungite, what's that one, that hematite or black tourmaline. Those also help combat. You could wear the jewelry, carry a stone with you. Before I started packing to move, I don't know if anybody ever noticed, I had like 3 crystals up here. I mean, 3 pyramids up here that I had made. So, yeah, there are ways to just the 5G alone, you know, because in all this, I didn't even research what those effects are. I just had always known that they can affect you in a negative way. Now, the first thing I came across was that this was predicted back in 1956. Something about graphene being bonded to plasma. And I looked up this website. It's called DARPA, D-A-R-P-A. And it's like, one of the things that popped up was like the 8 weirdest things that they're experimenting with. Well, one that is not up is transhumanism, which is basically what we're talking about today. And that is like they are trying to merge humans and machines. I mean, I know there's people that are going to see this and go, you guys are fucking morons.
Look at Terminator. Look at RoboCop. Look at this stuff. I'm telling you, look at the movies that you guys have watched. They don't come up with this stuff like on their own. This has been planned.
You cannot make stuff up.
No.
If you have never in your life heard of an angel, let's say, right? Have no concept of it, you can't just create these things.
Exactly.
Imagination is based on things that we're familiar with. So, kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Now, I watched a video. This man did an experiment with a sanitary pad, right? And I'm no scientist, so I don't know why all these things are with the electricity and electric and this and that. But he took a sanitary pad and he took it apart and he took the strip out of the middle, right? And before he did that, he took a light bulb, the bottom end of the screw and part of a light bulb, and he rubbed it on the top of the pad. Nothing happened. I'm like, what is he doing? So he takes the strip out and he rubs the light bulb on the strip. Nothing happened. He put that strip into a simple glass of water. And this is there is graphene oxide in this strip, right? So I don't know how the water made it react. But then he rubbed the light bulb on it again. It lit up. And I do know graphene oxide bonds to plasma. So that makes me very uneasy.
This is going to sound a little bit gross, but I have to just come out and say it because it's coming to me. As a little girl, I remember getting blood clots. I'd only wear pads. I never wore tampons, you know. And then it's when I stopped wearing pads, I remember wearing tampons, I stopped getting clots. So there could be somehow, probably that was what's going on, causing clots in me. And I was like, where are these clots coming? They're not like massive or anything, but they were still there. And I didn't know what the heck those were. And sure enough, that makes total sense. That's what came to my head once you started saying that. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. And I'm sure there's stuff in the tampons, but, you know, we could change them out regularly. But still, like, I don't know. I guess as I'm getting older, I don't bleed as much.
In a day to microscope everything.
Exactly.
But I did see a video. You sent it to me.
Which one?
With the blood clot, where they pulled it out of that guy.
Oh, yeah. It's disgusting.
This is what graphene oxide does. It's not this thing was like a snake, and it was in the artery. Blood clots are in veins. Blood clots are never found in arteries. They found this one in an artery. So yes, that is one thing that this does cause. Now, there was a video about a neighborhood. It was called River Ridge. I don't know what state it's in, but they were showing outside video of this stuff falling down, and it was glowing, and it looked like snow.
Oh yeah. Yes. So this reminds me of an old video that I saw where this kid is like, "Don't eat the snow," because he literally took it, put it in the microwave, and it started zapping.
Oh, the snow didn't. Yeah, the snow didn't even melt.
It didn't melt, and it started zapping. It was sparking. What's that spark coming from? You know that this stuff can also instigate pneumonia. You'll have a metallic taste in your mouth. You know, it causes inflammation in the mucus membranes, produces the loss of sense of your smell and taste.
And what's one of the effects of COVID?
Those.
You lose your sense of smell, and my roommate can't smell anything, and I said,
graphene oxide.
Because you had COVID, which somebody did make a comment and say graphene oxide was actually the cause of COVID.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
So everything, yeah, because it's so intertwined, and
the injection sites too. You have TikTok videos of people saying, "Where I got injected, they'll put a magnet there and it sticks." But now that's going everywhere. It's not just the injection site. They're becoming a magnet, and now this is because it replicates. The graphene oxide replicates, and so your body, and that's why those clots that you were talking about are long, is because it's been replicated, and it's changing our body, our chemistry, our DNA, because they wanted to put that stuff in the what does it say? The Bill Gates and Fauci were the RNA. They were
mRNA,
yeah, with that stuff too. And there's just so much with this nasty stuff. And it blocks detoxification in the body by blocking also the glutathione or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. I think that's what it's called. Which is an antioxidant.
I was looking to see where I could buy some of that today.
Produced in the body, yeah.
Glutathione? I don't know.
Glutathione, yeah, it's an antioxidant produced in the body.
Yep. So it's like it's in the jab, but it caused the virus. So
and the flu shots also, I learned that it was also included in
2019 flu shots.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wow.
And normally I don't get vaccinated, and guess what I got in 2019?
A flu shot.
Yeah, only because I was leaving the country.
Mm-hmm.
I was going over to Spain and Ireland. And I'm like, I don't want to go over there and catch nothing. I can't afford. You know what I'm saying? It's triple.
I used to always
I don't
take
want to get sick.
Yeah.
Oh, flu shots? No, I never did.
I did.
I did.
I used to take those ones. I stopped though in 2017. Is that 2016? Something like that. I don't remember. But I stopped taking them. So especially after 2020, I didn't take nothing. I don't even want my blood drawn.
Well, one thing about this graphene oxide is the edges are pointy. And so depending, and believe me, they know how to insert it into the body. It just damage the membranes on surrounding cells. So it spreads. Well, where do I have that? I have it somewhere. I wrote it down because I'll forget all this stuff. Oh, can't find it. But anyway, this graphene oxide will break the brain-blood barrier, so it can get to the brain. But yeah, it spreads because it affects the cells. And what it does too is it damages our, or removes, I don't know which one, our healthy bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
The probiotics we have in our body that helps us stay healthy. So now, I don't know the effect of one frequency. I do know the effect of 3, and we will get into that after. But what they're saying, they're trying, well,
The
I don't want to get into that just yet.
nanotechnology.
Yeah, oh, the graphene edges, right, can pierce cells in skin, lungs, and immune system cells. So, and then it allows it to get into other cells. It kills your good bacteria. There's nothing good about this. And then I saw a photo. Okay, and I don't know if you guys know what this stuff looks like. It looks like black goo, right? There is a photo for a magazine cover with Greta Thunberg with black goo on her face. Imagine that. That's a little strange.
And take a look at the movie Venom as well.
Venom?
Oh yeah.
What's that one?
Black goo. Black goo, and it's like is it a Marvel movie? You know, where Spider-Man turns into that black thing, and then they actually then made other movies about the Venom. And anyway, it's the black goo that turns into like a viperish type of like black being. It's like a Marvel character or something. My son has a figure of him. I was like, oh, that looks like Venom. I said, welcome to your graphene oxide character.
And this is weird. Winston is just like all over me today.
The black kitty.
I don't know why, but you need to stop. Now, researchers, though, they have grown human heart cells in a lab that, okay, nobody needs to see that. Go. More so than normal. He's crazy. But they've grown heart cells in a lab. They can make them beat by remote control. All they have to do is shine a light on these heart cells that are being or growing on top of graphene oxide, and they can control them, speed them up, slow them down by the intensity of the light. This is in our bodies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You gotta kind of wonder, this is in our bodies, so what? You know what I mean? What do they plan on doing to us?
Yeah.
And if you think that they don't have a plan, yes, they do.
Yeah, I heard that there's jabs are meant to connect people to the smart grid because of the graphene oxide. The spy grid, not smart grid.
Yeah, so they can use people's cell phones to figure out who's been vaccinated and who hasn't.
Yeah, and they want to know what's going on with everybody, and then they want to also this graphene oxide also can control. They want to control our nervous system by the graphene oxide, because if you see it under a certain frequency, it looks like it's moving on its own, like this big goop. Okay, remember this? Okay, I'm going to talk about Ghostbusters again. Ghostbusters #2. Remember that blob thing, right? And then it goes off frequency and it starts doing stuff. I bet you that has something to do with, even though it wasn't black, it was pink. I bet you that's about the graphene oxide, because it's talking about the frequency and how it moves and stuff like that. And all this stuff is from the movies. Just pay attention to your movies, and they're true stories. I tell them these are documentaries.
Yeah, exactly. Lord knows what they can control just by light frequency, sound frequency, yep, in our own bodies. And like I said, if you haven't been jabbed, you still have it.
Right.
You just can't escape it right now. But we wouldn't bring this to you without a way for you to detox it. So there is a good side to this. So, speeding up the beating of a heart by the intensity of light. Think about that. That's creepy. Now, about mRNA. All right. Actually, do I have a screenshot on that one? I don't know. Oh, this is something I saw. I want to put it up.
Where the graphene meets RNA technology, and this is from Fauci and Bill Gates.
I'm trying to make it bigger. Oh, crap. Okay, there it is. Now I just gotta pull it down for a second so I can screen share it. This goes into where they start calling that stuff demon.
Oh yeah, let me see that one.
Yeah, strange. Something's being called demon. Come on, pull it back up. Where'd it go? This one right here. The elusive demon, one of our most important discoveries of condensed matter physics, is that electrons lose their individuality in solids. Electric interactions make the electrons combine to form collective units. With enough energy, the electrons can even form composite particles called plasmons with a new charge and mass determined by the underlying electric interactions. However, the mass is usually so large that plasmons cannot form with the energies available at room temperature. So Pines found an exception. If a solid has electrons in more than one energy band, as many metals do, he argued that their respective plasmons can combine in out-of-phase pattern to form a new plasmon that is massless and neutral, a demon. Since demons are massless, they can form with any energy, so they may exist at all temperatures. This has led to the speculation that have important effects on the behavior of multiband metals. Demons' neutrality means that they do not leave a signature in standard condensed matter experiments. The vast majority of experiments are done with light and measure optical properties, but being electrically neutral means that demons don't interact with light. A completely different kind of experiment was needed. Now, there's another one, and the reason I pulled up the other one, and you will see why. And this goes on to talk about the plasmons, the graphene. Okay, we show that two types of collective modes should exist in this system. Besides the higher frequency mode, which is the familiar plasmon, graphene should support a lower frequency mode, which is variously referred to as the sound acoustic plasmon energy wave, or as we prefer, the angel. The angel can be studied using the relatively hydrodynamics approach. We discuss linear and nonlinear phenomena enabled by the angels and how they can be observed in nano-optics experiments. So, why did it go from, to me it sounds like they switched it from angels to demons. I don't know. This is just all insanity. And I didn't even share the screenshots.
Oh no. I thought you were going to share that.
Yes, I was. I'll put a link to them in the description of the podcast. It'll be easier that way, and I'll just stick it to my Google Drive or something. So how does it go from demons to angels? Because it's a lower frequency. It's almost like they're trying to trick you by calling it angel. And it was first called a demon, so... And higher frequency and lower frequency all has to do with spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And lower frequency is demons.
Think of the upside down world from Stranger Things. Lower frequency. Oh, what? You have to watch that. I love this. Takes back to the 80s. I watched it, and then, yeah, it's a lower frequency, lower vibrational dimension, and that's where they have all of the same, looks exactly like it would, like here, which is not a good dimension either, but it's just completely upside down, where it's like everything's dark. Have you seen Silent Hill? Or played the video game? No? Okay, yeah, that's another example of what an upside down would look like. It just turns.
No, I don't think I played a video game since Atari.
Oh.
I've never been a big video game person. Now, they do talk about what is coming next is Marburg, which is a kind of Ebola. It's not as contagious, but it is more deadly. So it goes into talking about the mRNA. And this one lady was talking, and the patent for this one, I think the patent for this one is US 107037009B2. They needed a positively charged lipid, but they don't exist in nature, right? So what's in mRNA is a pharmaceutical composition which has a plurality of, but cationic lipid is, it's not found in nature, right? So it has to be created. It is in the lipid nanoparticles contain a lipid, a neutral lipid, a cholesterol, a PEG lipid, and a cationic lipid. So you do know that something they created is in there, and they're calling it a lipid. That's on the Moderna website. That's the one. That's that patent number. I don't have that one up here, I don't think. No. I just have, actually, let me go ahead and pull that up, and we'll talk about this one. Alright, I will give you the patent number to this. I hit share screen. Yay. Let me enlarge this. In this section of the patent that I am going to give you, in some embodiments the small molecule is a toxin. In some embodiments the toxin is from a chemical weapon, an agent of biowarfare. Does that not say enough right there? That says a lot. So yeah, this is nothing to do with our health. They could care less. This is biowarfare. Yeah. They are trying to mess with our bodies in such a way that, yeah. The U.S. patent on that, this is one I urge everyone to look up. It is US 9539210B2. Vaccine nanotechnology. That is the patent for the PEG lipid that is in the mRNA. So we have the one cationic that isn't found in nature. They have to create it. And then the PEG lipid is biowarfare. So, yeah. Now, we're going to play a video that enters into the world of absurd. Because you're going to hear a few words in there. One of them being zombie. And this actually does tie to zombies, in a sense. But I played it for Gina, so she already knows what's going on. You see where they get the word zombie from what it's causing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's play that video. Guys, listen closely.
We know that Marburg is not particularly contagious, but it has an extraordinarily high rate of fatality, and we know the mechanism by which this will be released, and that is inside of these shots that people already received, inside the lipid nanoparticles, the hydrogel, there exists pathogens inside of the particles that have not yet opened. Those pathogens are chimeric. They include E. coli, Marburg, Ebola, Staphylococcus, and brewer's yeast, amongst others. We know that upon the broadcast from the 5G system that is now employed across the United States, the world for that matter, when they broadcast an 18 gigahertz signal for 1 minute, 3 different times as a pulse, it will cause those lipid nanoparticles to swell and release these pathogenic contents, thereby causing a Marburg epidemic that they've already spent the money on. It's already done. Right? The Marburg epidemic, for purposes of the law, has happened. And now we just need the actual disaster to happen. And there's actually worse parts to it than that, including the 1q36 gene deletion that effectively will turn those poor people into zombies. As odd as that sounds, our government's preparing for that.
The FEMA have already put out zombie commercials and
Yep.
Conox on them, correct?
That's correct. If you look at Con Plan 8888, Stratcom put that out in 2011. On page 2, they say, "Oh, this is just for examples, just for demonstration. You know, don't worry about it, so we don't offend other countries." The problem with that is you look through that Con Plan, it's all about 5 different types of zombies. There isn't anything in there about opposition forces. There isn't anything about winning political battles or counterinsurgencies. It is only about a zombie apocalypse, defending it. And you will see that every NIMS compliant, practically agency, or whether that's state, local, or federal, has already had their zombie apocalypse preparedness training. They've already done their practice. The CDC has had a zombie apocalypse preparedness website up for the last 5 years. Now they've reduced it to a PDF cartoon. Even in the Amazon Web Services contract, the portion of your clause, I believe it's Article 41, states that we're not liable for damages in case there's a zombie apocalypse. This is coming, folks, and the serious adverse event report Pfizer put out post-marketing, they have put out as part of the FOIA. The number one serious adverse event was the 1p36 gene deletion. If you look up the symptomology for that, it is the elimination of the frontal cortex and the propensity to bite. What's very odd about this is this was the symptom post-vaccination. That disease is a congenital disease. It means you're born with it. So how is it then possible that this is the number one serious adverse event from the Pfizer shots? It's here, folks. And what I wanted to impart to you is under 42 CFR Part 70 and 71, that's the enabling statute for Health and Human Services to assume power upon the declaration of public health emergency. They've already done that, as you indicated, with the COVID crisis. That has resulted in the suspension of our Constitution. It's already happened. The next one is coming. In that statute, you will see that Marburg is already identified. You will note that the PrEP Act has a Marburg provision that allows for additional spending when invoked. The Health and Human Services has already invoked the Marburg provision, meaning they've already parted ways with money and spent it under the HHS enabling statute to build quarantine camps, amongst other things, throughout the United States.
What disease or whatever they're calling it, the Marburg, is coming out, how they are eliminating a strand of our DNA, and how it's connected to the word zombie, because it affects your frontal cortex and it has the bite reflex. And that's an adverse reaction. What used to be a congenital disease is now an adverse reaction to graphene oxide. I'm no doctor, but that guy was. I did look him up and make sure he was legit. I believe he was a Green Beret. You could see his name on the screen. He's a doctor and also a lieutenant colonel. So yeah. I believe what he says. You all can believe what you want about all this.
And then the movie too, and so The Cell. Have you seen that movie? Did you remember that I recommended that movie? It's like you should watch that because it talks about zombies, cell phone, and the frequency towers, all connected. So Samuel L. Jackson is in there and John Cusack. It's called The Cell or Cell. Not the one with Jennifer.
Not the one Cell. It's just Cell.
Okay, just Cell. Not the one with Jennifer Lopez. Not that one.
No, it has what's his name? Yeah, John Cusack, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, it was a very weird beginning. That's as far as I got. I couldn't stomach it. It's too much. And I used to love horror movies till we started living the horror. It's too real for me, guys. It's more like a documentary these days. But you know, so is zombie that far-fetched? I don't think so. Now, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. Can they animate a dead body? Probably. They can do everything else. You know, and it only takes 3 of those frequencies to open up the Marburg in the systems. From the so now that is one aspect where non-vaccinated and vaccinated are separated. Because although we have graphene oxide, which is damaging enough, we don't carry the disease. And the disease sits in a hydrogel, which is like a protective coating, and then when it gets the frequencies that it needs, it's released. And it's very deadly. Not as contagious, but very deadly. So yeah, that's kind of why I feel sick to my stomach today.
Yeah. The graphene oxide is no joke, and it's destroying bodies, destroying minds, destroying our nervous system. And it could go also to the whole zombie thing, how they can control our nervous system too with those graphene oxide by emitting like certain frequencies out there. You know, think about why you get headaches, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when I'm in front of my computer a while, I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw up. I literally go in the bathroom and throw up because my body's telling me you need to not be in front of this. All this stuff that they create is for us to die faster.
I saw a video where there was a gentleman talking, and I use the term loosely because I have no idea who he was, but he wasn't on the side of the people.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh yeah, someday you don't even need a cell phone. I don't want to be a frickin' machine.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun to me. You know, this is just what they've had planned for us all along.
Exactly. It's part of their agenda, Luciferian agenda. But good news.
Yeah. Gina, go with the good news. The detox.
Yes, so there are ways to remove graphene oxide from your body and restore your health. Now, long time ago, this is in 2020, I remember going through Twitter because I was like learning all this stuff. I came across Dr. Vladimir Zelenko. It's spelled Vladimir, Z as in zebra, Elennko. So he was someone who says, you know what the cure for COVID is? And he laid it down, boom, 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 boom. And, you know, I went straight to the store and I had to buy them all. And, well, we didn't get COVID at the time, but luckily my church actually provided hydroxychloroquine as well as ivermectin for anyone who was coming across who had COVID. So they provided all the medications for us there. Bless my church. I love it. It's not like the normal churches. This one was amazing. This one is amazing. So anyway, Dr. Vladimir Zelenko, he the first successful treatment for COVID. So again, like I said, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, zinc, vitamin D3, and quercetin. Is it quercetin? How do you pronounce that? Quercetin?
Quercetin.
Quercetin,
Let me go ahead
something like
and
that.
pop up that one screenshot I have.
Yes, and then I'm gonna
You
go
go
and break
ahead and
everything
keep
down.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So vitamin C. So I'm gonna talk about all these different things that will help.
Now, I want to interrupt you just for 1 second.
Yeah.
2 of those are by prescription only, but there's a lot on this list you do not need a prescription for. I'll tell you, Walmart sells a lot of it. Amazon, wherever you want to go, it's just a supplement. All right. There you go. Okay, sorry to interrupt you, Gina.
Oh, no problem. Oh, no, I can't see it. I can't. Let me just go ahead and minimize this real quick.
Can you see it?
I can see it. I can see it, but I'm going to go through my list here. So vitamin C is very effective at reducing graphene oxide toxicity from the body. A lipospheric. And now you want, so the vitamin C, you want the vitamin C with the lipospheric. It's LYPOSPHERIC, because the lipospheric absorbs rapidly and which then your body uses it faster. So try to get that. But vitamin C for graphene oxide detox, take 30 ml 2 times daily. The next one is vitamin D3. You want to take 10,000 international units per day. But for better absorption, get the D3 with the K2, because K2 is a fat soluble that supports also heart, blood circulation, and bones. But do note, this is important, note, if you do take more than 10,000 IUs per day of the vitamin D3, you must stop consuming all dairy and vitamin C supplements in order to avoid calcium clots. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. And then Ricardo Delgado, he actually successfully tested an inexpensive way to remove magnetic graphene oxide nanoparticles from the human body after they were injected with the jab, the C jab, using, it's called, oh shoot, this one's NAC, N-A-C.
Acetylcysteine or something?
Acetylcysteine. Like, I am no okay, I hate chemistry. I don't like science. So bear with me here. I'm just a messenger here. And so that with zinc. So NAC, N-A-C, is used by the body to build antioxidants, causing your body to secrete the glutathione. Did I say that correctly? So with that one, glutathione, yeah. So you want to take the NAC, you want to take 600 to 750 mg first thing in the morning, and this is according to the La Quinta columna. And also take zinc as well with that. You want to take it 2 times at 25 milligrams each, because together the zinc and the NAC both are essential antioxidants used to degrade graphene oxide. Another one, now this one is pine needle tea and shikimic acid and other meta-nutrients, which actually boost immunity and also contributes to the detoxification of graphene oxide nanoparticles at a cellular level. Shikimic acid also halts respiratory infections and viral replication. So, and also the shikimic acid is also found in star anise. Can I show, can you take the off screen real quick? I just want to show what that looks like, because I actually have it and cook with it. So they look like
and guys, oh, anise?
Yeah, star anise, whatever it's called. It smells really good. I have a whole bunch of, and then also fennel as well. Fennel seeds. Look. They're like the lighter green, like this. I don't know if you can probably not see it. Like that. Ah, good. Everything here on Earth is for us. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to show those on the screen there.
But
and that,
I just want to say, guys, do your own research on this. There's different protocols for all of this stuff, so don't take our word for it. If you Google how to detox from the GO, graphene oxide, you'll get a whole lot on Google. So
Yes.
whatever you choose to do, please choose something. For the love of God, choose something. Get it out of your body. Go ahead, Gina. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem. So, so the shikimic acid is also found in this star anise or whatever it's called, fennel and dandelion, both all three, root, leaf, and flower. And of course, the quercetin, you want to take 500 to 1,000 milligrams 2 times daily, and or you can eat, the foods that are enriched with it, such as berries, red onions, dark colored grapes, black tea, raw broccoli, and kale. And then another one is activated charcoal. So this actually binds to toxins when taken on an empty stomach. It activates a blood purification process known as the something dialysis. Interstitial dialysis, is that right? Interstitial dialysis. And
Sounds good.
Yeah, something like that. So look that up if you don't know what that is. I need to look that up myself. And it's the only downside though is that it also binds to nutrients as well. So make sure you check the description box and look for biotox, BIOTOX, which only binds to toxins. Which brings me to then another one, bioactive carbon. And it's a blend of fulvic acid, humic acid, and polysaccharides that support cellular repair and the body's natural ability to detoxify. So with a low pH, bioactive carbon also helps protect ingredients by being digested by stomach acids so they remain intact as they enter the desired location in the body, so that way, you have your good stuff in there too. So make sure you take 2 capsules twice daily. And then there's also the bentonite clay bath, which helps remove the graphene oxide through the largest organ, our skin. And then there's the CBD oil, which helps the body cleanse the graphene oxide nanoparticles. Yeah, or MMS, which is the Miracle Mineral Supplement, can detox the graphene oxide and neutralizes and eliminates the spikes, the things that can cause the blood clots when it's in our system. And then also another one is super blue-green algae. It's a wonderful meta-nutrient with it's chelates which actually grab or bond the blood and removes all those heavy metals that we are absorbing from all the nasty stuff in our air and what we eat and whatever we put on our bodies. And it is also very important to make sure that your pH levels are in balance. You want to always be in alkaline state. So electrolytes will not only keep you hydrated, but it will also balance pH. Himalayan salt has 87 minerals, which is the exact same saline as your blood. Lemon water, if you go ahead and put a couple drops of lemon water in good water, that's another discussion on itself too. And then drink half of that bottle before breakfast, have your breakfast, and then drink the rest throughout the day. And then continue drinking lemon water, just water. Hydrate yourself. And then, of course, last but not least is forest bathing. Spend 45 minutes in a forest. Luckily, I live right next to one, and I'm always there most of the time. You want to make sure you're breathing in those millions of spores of life, which increases your body's killer cells by 50%. So, yes, go into the sun. Be around green nature. Go ahead and have your CBD. Take those clay baths. Eat some berries. Go ahead and cook with red onions. Eat your broccoli, but raw.
And marijuana does help as well.
Yeah, CBD oil and marijuana.
Yes. So for my friends out there that, hey, it's legal in most states, so why not? But yeah, there's a lot online and a lot of people trying to sell their own brand and their own protocol. Believe what the protocol is. You don't have to buy these brands. Most of them are overpriced. Go to Walmart, find a little herb store, 99% of this is found anywhere. Like the quercetin, whatever that's called, that I think I saw recommended to take with zinc. Like I said, there's a lot of different protocols by a lot of different people, but basically they all say the same thing. They list the main ones, and the rest of it is just healthy stuff, you know, that has vitamins and minerals and stuff that we should have in our body anyway. So this is not dangerous. I don't see anything that would be dangerous in these protocols to take this stuff. I'm going to start taking it. Believe that. I sure am. Because this shit has got to go.
But let me just give everybody, let me just tell you, so if you have a sensitive stomach like I do, don't take vitamin C, zinc together on an empty stomach. You will throw it up, okay? As I have a couple of times, my stomach was like, oh, too acidic. So just be mindful of that.
Oh, I did not know. I mean, I know some vitamins can be hard on the stomach. Yes, I do know that.
And I have a pretty tough stomach, and that's how the and just like whatever came up.
But you know, I haven't seen them mixed anywhere. Like, I've never seen them telling anybody saying take them at the same time. I don't know. I think you're supposed to pick one or the other. I don't know. We're not
all three.
We're not
Dr.
doctors.
Malenko,
You guys figure it out for yourself. What is best for you, you know, and take into consideration what what you're willing or what you can afford too, because everything's so friggin' expensive these days. Go with the brand that is in your pocket, that fits your pocket. I know I'm buying cheap stuff. I sure am, because I can't afford to be running out and buying supplements and all this, but I can't afford not to. So, there's that.
And I'm your supplement woman here. If you need anything, I sell supplements.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Any of this stuff?
Vitamin C, not individually, nope. But everything's like mixed. I have just like omega, for the brain, and I have it's all mixed though. It's not just one thing, but I would recommend just getting the one thing. Like I take this beauty boost here, but this has like the seaweed flucoridian seaweed in my drinks here. I try to do as natural as possible, and I've done some research, and I love my health products. That's what been keeping me healthy while everyone else in this household is sick, besides me.
And it's funny because I changed a lot after my spiritual awakening, but the health thing was like the last thing that I wanted to change. Eating crap, and frozen foods and this and that, but that's all going to change. I'm changing my diet, I'm changing this, I'm changing that, start taking my supplements. I want this graphene oxide out of my body, and I want to be in the best health I can be for whatever is to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I have to have enough strength in my body to stand and rise against this garbage.
Mm-hmm.
God never asked us to be sitting ducks for anybody. Remember that. Be informed and be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to be prepared. Especially the U.S. and whoever else has an election coming up, because it's gonna get ugly. It was ugly last election, and it's not gonna be any better this one. So who knows? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But as we find out stuff, we will continue to bring you stuff. So remember, October 4th, shut your phone off. At least for 2 hours. It's not going to hurt anything. Shut it off at 2, turn it back on at 4. If you're going to be someplace that you can't get away from that frequency, stick in some earplugs so you're not taking on the full frequency. You're not hearing it, and I don't know. I just pray for us all.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from you, Gina?
What are we going to talk about next week?
Haven't decided.
And we want to hear from also you. Like, what do you guys want to learn? What do you guys have questions about?
Yes, I want to hear from people in another country. What's going on in your country? Trust me, you're getting the graphene oxide too. Do you guys have any alarms being set to go off? Let us know. We'll put the word out. But no, we will have another informative show next week, even though we don't know what it is yet. I mean, just see what happens. I'm going to do my best to get this show out within the next day. Yeah, I want this one out right away so it has plenty of time to get out before the 4th. People have time to listen and see and
research.
Make your own judgments. Do your own research. Yes. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week. So until next week, take care. Much love.